Path of prosperity has long been paved with policies that put America and Americans first. And that is what we will champion in the 119th Congress. We have a mandate, and that was shown in the election cycle. The people want an America first agenda. They do.
Do they? I mean, Mike Johnson was reelected Speaker of the House yesterday, but not without some Republican dysfunction and drama. A trio of House Republicans, Thomas Massie, Ralph Norman, and Keith Self, threatened to sink Johnson's reelection bid by initially voting against him. Enter Donald Trump, who reportedly put down his golf club to pick up the phone to convince Self and Norman to change their vote. But here's the thing. This narrowly secured victory does not mean smooth sailing for the Speaker or the Trump agenda. Johnson now has to try to legislate with the slimmest House majority in modern history. He can only afford to lose one vote if Democrats are unified in opposition. Johnson's majority is set to shrink even further in the coming weeks, with 2 members of his conference expected to join the Trump administration. Until special elections to fill their seats and Matt Gaetz' seat, they can't afford any Republican defections. And like clockwork, the far-right Freedom Caucus has already outlined a list of demands and expectations, making it known that they voted for him, quote, despite our sincere reservations regarding the Speaker's track record over the past 15 months. As for Democrats, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries made it quite clear where his party stands.
House Democrats will work hard to find bipartisan common ground with our Republican colleagues and the incoming administration on any issue, whenever and wherever possible. We will push back against far-right extremism whenever necessary.
And joining me now, Congressman Robert Garcia of California, member of the House Oversight and Homeland Security Committees. Congressman Garcia, welcome back to the Saturday Show.
Happy to be here. Thanks.
All right. So I explain all the problems that Speaker Johnson has in terms of the slimness of his majority. But what does... Oh, I should point out, 3 people voted against him, and 6 people initially didn't vote. That's 9. And 9 is the magic number now, because now that is how many members of Congress will be needed to instigate a motion to vacate. Now, having put that out there, what does this portend for future votes that are coming down the pike? Debt ceiling, the budget, and other things, other legislative matters?
I mean, first, let's be really clear. The Republican slim majority is still a total mess. Mike Johnson barely put enough votes together to get elected Speaker once again. Obviously, during that period of time where he didn't have enough votes, a lot of phone calls were made. Donald Trump, Susie Wiles, a bunch of folks interjected to make sure that Mike Johnson had those votes. And at the end of the day, Mike Johnson cannot stand on his own. He is dependent on Donald Trump. He is dependent on Elon Musk. He's dependent on all the billionaires that fund all these candidates to get their agenda through. And so it's going to be a very difficult few months for Mike Johnson. We have, in Democrats, a united party. They have a slim majority, more slim than the last Congress. And we stopped a lot of terrible things. And so we're feeling energetic. Now, we understand the challenge ahead and the Donald Trump challenge, but we feel that we can stop a lot of really bad things.
So Leader Jeffries pledged to, quote, find bipartisan common ground whenever and wherever possible. Are there any common ground areas you can identify right now where you and Republicans could work together?
I mean, look, I think obviously Leader Jeffries is right. If there are issues that we can work together on, that's great. I'm not optimistic that Republicans want to do anything to work together with Democrats on. And the Republican idea of bipartisanship is that Republicans get everything they want, however they want it, whenever they want it, and Democrats and working class people get absolutely nothing. That's their idea of bipartisanship. And so when they want to have immigration reform, what does that mean? That means kids in cages. That means mass deportation. That means no work permits for people that are working hard. And so what I think we've got to focus on as Democrats is to fight really hard on every single issue. And what's really important, you mentioned the debt limit debate, which is going to come up real soon.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what that's really about. That's really about eliminating the debt ceiling so that Donald Trump and Elon Musk can get massive tax cuts and tax breaks so they can take all of this earned, hardworking money from working class people and redistribute that to their billionaire friends and their billionaire multinational companies. That is what the debt ceiling debate is about. It has nothing to do with actually strengthening the United States or all of our benefits and programs.
Since you mentioned immigration, I want to play what Leader Jeffries had to say about that in his floor speech yesterday.
We will work with anyone to secure our borders, and we will work with anyone to fix our broken immigration system in a comprehensive and bipartisan manner.
Okay. So, Congressman, given what he just said, if the Republican-controlled Senate sends over the tough immigration bill from the last Congress that Trump torpedoed, or a version of it, will you vote for it?
So, look, if we get a Senate version that got torpedoed in the last Congress, I think the House Democratic Caucus would pass that. But that would have passed, I think, in this last Congress. But that's not going to happen. They are not going to send over a bipartisan package that, by the way, Donald Trump already opposed and said was a giveaway and somehow empowered people that were undocumented in this country. I'm someone that's an immigrant myself. I earned citizenship in this country. People want pathways to citizenship and work permits. And this idea that now we're somehow going to demonize immigrants, do mass deportations, separate families, I tell people all the time, the people that they want to deport are all those folks that are working in all those kitchens of our favorite restaurants, the people that are taking care of our kids. These are the people that are out there working hard, just trying to earn a living. And so I don't trust Mike Johnson. I certainly don't trust Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Their whole objective this year is going to be huge tax giveaways and trying to harm Social Security and harm Medicare.
So then on tax cuts, Speaker Johnson told House Republicans today that Donald Trump is in favor of passing one giant reconciliation package that would include border security, energy, and reauthorizing the Trump tax cuts, which are due to sunset, I believe, at the end of this year. This is all in one giant bill. Can you get on board with that?
That's going to be a hell no for me, and I think from most Democrats. I mean, there is no scenario where we should be establishing and reestablishing additional tax cuts for billionaires and millionaires. There's no scenario, because what's going to be in that package is reopening up federal lands. It's going to be essentially pumping oil out of neighborhoods. It's going to be a horrific attack on the planet and on climate. And what I'm really concerned about is within this bill, there could be real harm made to earned benefits for the American people. They are focused, and while you may not hear it every day on the news and on Fox News, the Republicans in Congress are talking about restructuring Social Security and Medicare. That's what they also want to get done this year. And that's something we've got to push back against.
But they're not going to try to do that in the reconciliation bill.
I don't, first of all, trust them on anything this year. It wouldn't surprise me that they start laying the groundwork on issues around health care in particular in this package.
Will Democrats vote for any legislation that would re-up the Trump tax cuts?
Look, I don't speak for every Democrat. I would personally absolutely not vote for that. I think that the tax cut proposal is going to be a giveaway to Elon Musk's companies and his billionaire friends.